What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, well, I'm going to be honest with you, I am desperately trying to finish up my work for the week, because I'm driving many hours to a wedding this weekend, but there's exciting news about the Marvel Champions card game. What am I going to do? Not tell you about the new Cyclops Hero Pack? No! I am definitely going to tell you about the new Cyclops Hero Pack. Not entirely sure why this had to be revealed less than an hour after big Pokemon news, when I'm so busy, but you know what? This looks awesome, and I'm willing to forgive it. So what we've got here is Cyclops, and of course we were told this before, Cyclops is going to be launching alongside Mutant Genesis. As in, Mutant Genesis comes out, and on the same day, available to purchase alongside and play immediately with it, we are going to be getting the Cyclops Hero Pack. One thing that is interesting to note, the reveal article that came down from FFG doesn't tell us anything about an encounter set that we would usually expect from these reveals. So in the same way the Nova Hero Pack brought us Armadillo, as an example, we don't have anything coming in here that's a little bit weird. Maybe they've stopped doing them. Maybe it's there but it wasn't in the reveal article. Maybe they are doing them but not for the two that come out alongside Mutant Genesis. We'll have to wait and see. But Cyclops then, what have we got? Well, Scott Summers has a recovery of 3, hit points of 10, hand size of 6, about what we would expect. But we've got a really nice thing here whereby you can include X-Men allies of any aspect in your deck. Of course, Cyclops is often the leader of the X-Men, so this all makes perfect sense. It is not any aspect of allies, it is any aspect X-Men allies. That is a very important distinction, but still opens up some great deck building opportunities. Plus, we've got Constant Training, which is an action card that lets you search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. And as we're going to see in a minute, these tactic upgrades are great and awesome, and you're going to want to be searching them. Then we move over to Cyclops, and we got 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense, slightly lower than the average of 2-2-2, and hit points of 10, hand size of 5. It's gone down a little bit, but we would expect that. That's what happens. But you've got Optic Blast, an action attack, spend 1 resource of any type, and deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. And 3 damage, 1 resource, yes, that's really good. That is very consistent, that is very efficient. We like this. Now, my first thought when I saw this was, well, it's not going to be all that good all the time, because let's face it, it's not like they always have upgrades attached. And that's true, except I should show you some tactic upgrades. Like Exploit Weakness, a 1-cost upgrade that you attach to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Temporary, that just means it gets discarded at the end of the turn. And you increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. So yeah, what we've actually got is a bunch of upgrades that we can put on our enemies to weaken them, and then take advantage of Optic Blast, which is brilliant. We've got the 0-cost Practice Defense that gives the attached enemy -1 attack. They're all max 1 per enemy, they're all temporary. Priority Target is a 0-cost upgrade, and when the attached enemy is defeated, you draw 2 cards. I really like this one. And they're the ones we've been shown so far, but they are all looking pretty tasty. Yeah, you can see why we would want these. Now, we've also been shown Field Commander, a 1-cost upgrade. Lets you take the first turn during the player phase, although you then go in player order and you don't get a second turn. A 1-cost upgrade that gave you an extra turn would be phenomenal, but not realistic. And each Cyclops upgrade attached to a minion loses the temporary keyword. Yeah, you want to get Field Commander into play quickly, because all those amazing tactics upgrades I showed you, that are all temporary, so they get discarded at the end of the turn, yeah, well, you've got Field Commander out, they're no longer temporary, and when they don't have temporary, they are ridiculous. Okay, it makes no difference for Priority Target, because it only activates once when you defeat them anyway, but for the others, this one's good. We've got Ruby Quartz Visor, a 2-cost upgrade, and it's got a hero resource, exhaust this card, generate an energy resource for your Optic Blast ability, and that attack gains piercing and ranged. So you've got piercing that gets rid of a tough status card before doing damage, and range which goes around retaliate, so the things that the villain or the minions might be using to get around your attacks, that being tough status counters and retaliate, yeah, just ignore all that, you're good. So basically it's a 2-cost upgrade that makes Optic Blast free and gives it piercing and ranged. You can see how this is all working together to give a really, really good skill on Cyclops here. We've then got the 1-cost event Full Blast. When you use your Optic Blast ability, exhaust Cyclops, but you deal 8 additional damage and gain overkill. So at this stage, we would be expecting it to deal 11, although there are obviously ways to put it up and all that. And it also gains overkill, so if you use this against a minion, you get to put the extra damage onto the villain. It's really very good. Basically, you can make your Optic Blast, if you've got the right amount of upgrades and events, you can make your Optic Blast full-on broken. Because you've got piercing, ranged, overkill, it's got 11, and it's free. I mean, come on. That's redonk. And then we've got Tactical Brilliance, a 2-cost event, Hero Action Thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme, choose a tactic card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. Now obviously we know we can search those tactic cards with Scott Summers, but still this is another way to get them. It's a way to recover it from your discard pile, and it gets rid of threat at the same time. These tactic cards are pretty important. This is going to help. Now, we've said that you do actually have the opportunity to use allies that are X-Men from any aspect, and we've got some examples. So Beast is a leadership card, and remember you are a leadership character. 2 thwart or attack taking 1 consequential damage. I like that. 4 cost free health, I don't love. I want health and cost to be equal. But after Beast enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a resource card and add it to your hand. So sure, it's a 4-cost ally, but then you can get 2 of those resources immediately back by going for a double resource card. That sounds pretty good to me. And then we've got Dust, a bit of a deeper cut, one that some people will be less familiar with, which I adore. 3 cost, 3 health. It is 1 thwart, 1 attack, taking 1 consequential damage for each, which I'm not loving. But when Dust attacks a minion, she attacks each minion in play, taking an extra consequential damage. So you basically take 2 consequential damage, but you attack each minion. I mean, against Ultron, for instance, where you've just got a whole bevy of 1 health minions, Dust is going to be amazing. Like once, and then it's going to have 1 health left, and you're probably just going to use that card to defend, honestly. Because that's what we do when minions have 1 health left, at least that's what I do. Now, we do have a really interesting upgrade here, Danger Room Training. It's a leadership card, remember Cyclops' leadership. You attach it to an X-Men ally, maximum 1 training upgrade per ally, and you give them an extra thwart, and an extra attack, and an extra hit point. Basically just buffs up your allies beautifully. Now, Coordinated Attack is a 0-cost upgrade that you attach to a minion, max 1 per minion, and each ally takes 1 less consequential damage when attacking the attached minion. Basically, you put this on a minion, and your character should be able to attack without taking consequential damage most of the time. It's basically just a way to get rid of a minion without losing any health on your allies, which is clearly brilliant. Now, Effective Leadership is a resource card, max 2 per deck, gives you an any type resource, but when you spend this card to play an ally, the ally gets an extra thwart and attack until the end of the phase, which could clearly be kind of useful. We've got Teamwork, a 0-cost event. When you use your basic thwart or basic attack, exhaust an ally, but add that ally's matching power to your hero's power for this use. So, for instance, if you were taking Beast as an example, then you would add 2 to thwart if you were thwarting, or 2 for attack if you were attacking. It's a way to basically use Beast's attack or thwart without getting any consequential damage on Beast, which seems pretty good to me. We've then got Danger Room, a 2-cost support, Alter Ego Response. After an X-Men ally enters play, you exhaust Danger Room, search your deck and discard pile for a training upgrade, like, I don't know, Danger Room Training, which I think is the only one we've seen in this pack, and then you attach it to that ally, which is nuts because, of course, you don't have to pay for it, and any player whose alter ego has a mutant trait may trigger this ability. How cool is that? Very. Because it means it works for everyone, assuming you're all mutants. And then finally, we got the 2-cost support Utopia, and this is thematically very appropriate because that is the base of the X-Men, and if all of your allies have the X-Men trait, then you can have one extra ally than you would usually have. And after an X-Men ally enters play, you exhaust Utopia to ready an X-Men character. This is clearly going to be a support you want to get in play sooner rather than later. Basically, Cyclops looks like the kind of character who is taking advantage of having a whole bunch of X-Men on the team with him, which is exactly how it should work. So yeah, this seems pretty gosh darn good to me. I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little disappointed there doesn't seem to be an encounter set. Hopefully we'll get one of them in the not too distant future. But for now, Cyclops looks fun, and I am very excited. And I'm also desperately hoping no more news drops, because I'm busy enough, gosh darn it. But I want to know what you think about Cyclops, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Weiss. That's where we talk about card games like Marvel Champions. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.